Ooh, hello everybody. I'm just blowing the excess dust off the combine harvester before I wash it. Very good compressor that actually, really nice. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to bring the combine round and give it a quick rinse whilst virtual Daggerwin is in the house playing on FS19 or whatever the most recent farming simulator is. Oh, blimey. Virtual Daggerwin's left a whoopee cushion on the seat. I'm starting to really dislike virtual Daggerwin. There we go. As good as new. Hello everybody and welcome back to the farm. So it is now the next day. We have £99,000. We did make some money overnight from the placeables, which are looking pretty bad, and also from the silage pit. That is the sugar beet from the previous episode. So yeah, the sugar beet brought in about £10,000 to £11,000. I think it was about 10,900. So pretty good. Anyway, I have a lot of thank yous to give out to everybody who helped me with the issue I was having with placing any kind of animal pen. Essentially this category was disabled, I couldn't do anything with it, and it turns out it was the production pack, the factory's pack, which I'm guessing wasn't compatible with the version of the map I'm on, because I haven't updated, I don't think, to the most recent version, but that is fine, because I wasn't using the factory's pack anyway. So, yep, just going to put on the screen now some of the people. There were loads of people, I can't list everybody, but thank you so much to you if you were one of the people who helped me out there. It is greatly appreciated. I could have been looking around for ages trying to figure out what the problem was. So anyway, yes, we shall place the new pig enclosure. There's actually several. There's several different things that we can do. Like we've got these ones here with a 500 animal capacity, so 500 pigs. It's pretty impressive. We can't afford this one yet. We almost can actually, interestingly. But then there's other ones that we could go for, such as the base game ones. This one here has 300 capacity. It's very expensive, and this one here has a 100 pig capacity, which we can afford quite nicely. And then we have ones such as the mod which I just downloaded, which is somewhere. Here it is. £25,000. It's nice and cheap, this one, but it only has a capacity of 40. I might be able to increase that in the XML file, because the one which we currently have has a capacity of 90. So I think the best thing to do is to get this one, and then I'm going to change the numbers, if I can do, in the XML file, so that we can have at least 100. I think this would be capable of having 100, but anyway, yeah, this should be good. So what orientation do we want to have it at? That is a big question. I think probably, because there's not too much around the back here. We do need to get around the back, but it's not super important. I think probably put that pretty much flush with the track, and then place it about there. So we're going to have to do a bit of texturing, but I just think it looks really nice. It did cost us £242 extra to terrain edit, a bit of levelling. Yeah, I think that's good. Hopefully we're not out of bounds anywhere. I don't think we are. So it seems to be a very nice addition to the farm. And I think, yeah, without flying up into the air, it can be hard to tell what the overall look of the farm is like. As I said, we're going to do some texture editing. I think probably, yeah, I'm going to concrete the yard to the right of the pig enclosure. So all the grass there will be concreted. And then we will probably gravel that side of it. Or I could concrete as well. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, let's get into the painting tool. And we'll put it onto a different brush. Get the concrete. And we'll start pouring. It would be lovely if one day we could actually pour concrete instead of just painting it. That would be very interesting. Is it that texture? I think so. It is, yeah. So, we're going to go not quite to the back, but pretty much to the back. And I will time lapse this so that I can fine tune it nicely. and then please do give me your opinion on what you think it looks like at the end. And there we go. What do you think? I did have to restart. Well, you wouldn't even know if I hadn't said, but yeah, I accidentally painted this area, and if you paint an area with, for example, pig food or silage or something on the ground, it will delete it, and I accidentally deleted half the pit. But it's fine, I restarted and everything is good. So I think that's very nice. It's quite a different look to what we're used to. We do still have space here to maybe put another shed up, and we can go a little bit further back if we want to. This will blend into the rest of the grass eventually when it regrows. So that's really nice. I really do like that. It may look like the building or the fence here is actually sticking out quite a bit into the track. I did extend the width of the track, but I couldn't go any further back really because of the rocks here. I could have gone this way more, but then we'd have like an annoying gap here. So I don't know, it may not be perfect, but it's good enough. Actually, I think I kind of like it encroaching into the track because it just makes it look a bit more unique than just a perfectly straight line. Anyway, I'm sure everybody will have their own opinion on that. I can move it if we have enough negativity, but hopefully not. Okay, so we have work to do today. We have got to get, well, at least start to get these fields replanted. So we're going to get a new drill. We do have £72,000, so we can fairly easily afford something quite decent. We also need to sort out the greenhouse, of course, which I'll do in a time lapse because we've done that so many times before. And just flying around at speed here, I think we do have quite a few pallets of sheep's wool. Yes, we do. About 4. And yeah, we also need to start transferring pigs across from the other enclosure. We're going to have... Well, I don't think we can just teleport them. I think we do have to have a trailer for that. But that's not too much of an issue. Anyway, yeah, I think first things first, we're going to start just a bit of field work. So if I just grab the John Deere tractor, which does need to be edited, when I reconfigured it before, it removed the original configurations, including the engine horsepower. So I think we actually do have a low horsepower tractor here, which is not what I paid for. It used to be higher, much higher. Let's just, I need to turn it off. We're zooming around everywhere. Right, so we're currently set to, what are we on? 105 horsepower, which is not what I was looking at before. Yes, it was a 6910S, I think. Yeah, it must have been, because it's not charging us for it, which is 150, much better. And actually, there may well have been a front linkage as well. Let's just see. Pretty sure I did have a front linkage. Yes, I did. You can always tell because if it doesn't cost you anything, it means you've already paid for it. And I'd probably put it back to 105. Yes, it did. But we can now have, by the look of it, an even bigger tractor. I think we can chip it and have 100 and, what was it, 180? 180 horsepower. It's really good. So before I head off and take the drills, I just need to make sure that there is something to replace them with. We have the resale value of these, which is probably not a massive amount, but we do have 3. So we can't complain about that. Oh, okay, we have the water here. We might as well go and put the water in the greenhouse. Then we'll have that job out of the way. And then, as I said, in a time-lapse we'll do the manure. Get that filled up. It doesn't take a full load, but it is always best to take a full load because you just never know how much it's going to need. From memory, what is it, 4,000? Just if it's not empty completely, you just don't know how much you're going to need. That's what I meant to say, because obviously it has a set limit. Okay, so there we go, down to 40%, 6,000 litres I think it was. Put that over here. That can be our tanker park, and we'll attach them, and then, as I said, we'll take a look and see what we can replace these with. So they are seeders, not planters. We're looking for something pretty big. Something like that is interesting, but of course, yeah, too big. Which brings us down to these sort of sizes. Not even that, I don't want to use that. It's good, but we use it all the time. So you really can't get that much, can you? Unless we were to buy used, but 230 horsepower. Okay, I'm going to go onto ModHub and see what I can find. Well viewers, I had a good look and I'm absolutely amazed. There are some fantastic ones, but they all require so much power. Like 300 horsepower for something which doesn't even look particularly big. So we are going to have to just spend a bit of money tuning this one. We're going to go for 185 horsepower so that we're not lacking the power when pulling it. We're going to have to stick with these for now. I really thought we'd be changing today, but apparently not. It is surprising how much power they take, but it's just the way it is. So, now that we have an even bigger tractor, or even bigger engine, or a modified engine, I should say, we should now be able to pull these without any issues at all, and hopefully we can get things done nice and quickly. Then we don't have to worry about drilling again for quite some time. But what I do need to worry about is seed. So we're just going to go over here where there's much more space. We will extend the arms and we'll make sure that we can get the other seed drills refilled. There we go. Completely messed that up. And yeah, we'll get the covers opened. We seem to have quite a bit overall. But this is actually a job for my little forklift, which I haven't used for some time. In fact, its primary job is going to be moving pallets of wool, but its other job is to do seed. And it's nice because you can boom out. So, yeah, it's well worth having on the farm. Not only that, but it's good at driving underneath trees. So, yeah, I think we've got some seed. And these don't take that much seed, so we should have enough. Okay, what do we have? Really not that much at all, but we do have one here. Probably from when I emptied a seed drill at some point. Oh, crikey. Oh no, we've got an entire trailer. That is good. I don't think we're going to have enough fertiliser, but yeah, we have more than enough seed. It's very good. Right, so I'm going to have to head over to the store, annoyingly, to refill my bucket. I think it's, what is it, 2 bag loads into the bucket. It's quite a big one. And then we'll come back and then we'll fill it up and then we'll be on our way, finally. I feel to have been taking a long time to get to this stage, but I suppose I have put this entire area up in the yards. That's pretty good. At the same time, we will get some manure. We do already have... Whoa, that needs to be levelled. Yeah, there's a bump here as well. Okay, so that's something else that has to be done. But is it free? I don't know if they made it free to level. Used to cost loads of money. Yeah, it seems to be. Pretty good. Oh no, it's not. It's just pretty cheap. Okay, I didn't just go into there, did I? Hopefully not. Let's get some manure. We do have some around the back, as I was saying, but not to worry. We never can have too much, and eventually we'll be able to get some from the pigs when I'm actually giving them straw as well. At this stage, I'm not giving them straw, which actually reminds me about those bales. Once again, is the price right for the bales? It's another new day. Just very quickly take a look. Oh, well, the price isn't moving. It's 129, which is what it always seems to be. So I think that is just the best price. I think 129 is as good as it gets. So in that case, what we will do today is we'll drill at least one field, and then we will try and sell those bales. And then I'll have already sorted out the greenhouse and built an entire pig farm. If we do have time, we'll bring some pigs across, but I think that's probably going to be for tomorrow. We'll sort it out tomorrow. And yes, I think it'd be better to know what my viewers think about the pig farm before I put any pigs in it, in case I need to change something, like the position of it. We can't move it once we've got pigs in there, so yes, always best to know for sure what everybody thinks before going to the next step. Oh yeah, and we have the manure which was split on the ground last time because it didn't fit in. That may happen again this time. So yeah, I think we need the weight. Always helps with the counterbalancing. I think this tractor can lift a full bucket, but it's sort of on the limit. If you're not careful, it will tip forwards. Right, okay, so we are ready to start planting. We're going to go into the field which we had the sunflowers in, and actually, yeah, whilst we're there, we'll do the smaller field as well. We're not going to do sugar beet at this stage in that field. I think we're just going to go very quickly with, what am I doing? Yes, with a cereal crop or something like that. Let's just see. I think, well, I established before that soybeans are pretty good, but there's no crop which is bad. Well, the sunflowers weren't great, but I really do think that soybeans are good. And we're off. Yes, I have decided that soybeans are going to be the best. So we're going to do soybeans in this field, soybeans in the field, well, the very small field behind the pigs, and then that field, I don't know, probably a cereal crop with 185 horsepower. Seems pretty good. Let's just see if we've hit the limit. If I disable the limiter, yep, not going any faster. So that is the tractor working as hard as it can do. It looks like we may have to service the seed drills anyway, and the tractor is going to need a bit of servicing soon. But that's not bad. I mean, we can cope with that. This is always going to be the slowest parts going up the hill, but it is still an extreme width for a tractor which is only 185 horsepower. It's very impressive. Right, so that little border there must be out of our land, must be out of our field boundary. But I'd prefer not to drill it, because sometimes it drills outside of your area, and then when you come to harvest it, it leaves the straw and you can't clear it up. Although it does seem to be more of an issue with grass, because you can cut the grass anywhere I'm pretty sure you can mow it completely out of your land, out of your property. Right, so yeah, we'll continue, we'll get this done, get the soybeans done, and then we'll move on and we'll sell those bales like I mentioned before. I think £129 for 1,000 litres is still very good. If you compare it to just standard straw, that's extremely good. It's like 3 times the price at least. So definitely can't complain. Turning at the end of here will be an issue, because I don't want the drills to go into the other field. I know we can turn them off, it's just I don't think you can just turn them off all in one go. Don't you have to cycle through them? Yeah, you do. Maybe doing the headland first is the solution to that. And looking at the texturing, we're getting more fertiliser applied from one of these. That's really weird. I've put fertiliser in all of them, unless that's from previous applications. Whoa, that is weird. One of these is doing something funny. What? One of these is putting grass in. Well, that's strange, because usually it would tell you if another one is assigned to a different crop type. Ah, okay. I'm going to have to cycle through and figure out which one it is. Probably that one. Great. Okay, well, I don't know how that affects things, really. We're going to have some soybeans and some grass. Hooray. I don't know if I have to go over it again, would it overwrite it? I'll have to see. Well, clearly that didn't go quite as well as I was hoping, but luckily I did manage to overwrite the grass, so the whole field is soybeans. It isn't one line of soybeans and then one line of grass. As funny as it would have looked, it would have been very frustrating and wasteful, so yes, I'm very pleased that I managed to sort that out. It's another reason for wanting to change these drills. They're fantastic, but you wouldn't get that issue with just one standalone bigger drill. So yeah, they've been great, but their time has now come to be replaced as soon as we have a bigger tractor. So I don't think it's going to be too long, because we should have a higher horsepower tractor fairly soon. Obviously money is the key thing there. We need more money, but I'm just going to do this field and then we'll be done. We'll then load up the bale trailer. Trundle our way over here. Yeah, so that corn there is, as usual, out of bounds. That's not in an area which we own. I have hit a tree. To make it look tidier, I will hopefully, I should say possibly, be able to texture it. No, maybe not. Okay. Yes, the game really doesn't want me to do anything with that piece of land. So here we go again, more soybeans. I will attempt to remove the corn later, but I think it's going to be quite tricky. Well, I do know a way of doing it. What you'd have to do is buy the other piece of land and then retexture it and then sell it again, which would work. There's a pig in the field. Yeah, this field's going to be very easy. Very fast. But, yep, at least we now have soybeans throughout I really don't know why it didn't show me the differences. It always has before. I'm sure it has. It's always said if you've got multiple crop types. We are done. For now. We obviously still have the other field, but once that is done, we really are done. We'll be starting all over again. So I don't think the Massey Ferguson is the best tractor to load the bales with. I think probably the Fiat. We do need to take this back to the yard though. Yeah, Fiat on the flatbed trailer and loading. And also, I don't know if they're all going to fit. But the good thing is, because they were auto stacked, they're very neatly stacked, so it should make it easy for me, but I'll probably still mess it up, but we'll find out. So there's my weight, that's what we need. I don't know if I have a proper bale grab on this series. I always question that. I always say, yeah, I'm sure I've got one, but then I'm not convinced. I don't think I do. So I'm going to put that about here, like that. Yeah, I always use the same one and I get criticised for it, but honestly that one by Black Sheep Modding is just unbeatable, potentially. Yeah, so I'll just look into it. Yes, I don't have, well, I have a bale spike, but I've always found, and you might think this is weird, but I've always found the pallet fork to be better, the base game pallet fork to be better than the base game bale spike at picking up bales. Having said that, I still think that the Black Sheep Modding one is the best, although there are other still very good ones. So I'm going to attempt to do this with the pallet fork, but I'm sure I'll soon head off to the store to replace it with the Black Sheep Modding one. Let's just see. Yeah, so how many can we pick up? We do have the weight, as I just said. Can we pick up 4 without a weight? That's really pushing it. No. Okay. So I'll grab a weight and we'll do this properly. I think what's really helping us is the fact that it's been neatly stacked. We can do much more when it's been stacked properly in the first place. It would be good if we can get 4. 4 is extreme. Nice, that is really good. I'll probably still drop some, so just expect that, but that's promising. Oh, and hopefully the bales... No, don't walk off the end. No, my bales are... Oh. I guess that's what happens when you use a pallet fork instead of a bale spike. Farming Simulator bale physics, you just can't beat it. Ever since the start it's been good fun. Well, since 09. I think 08 had it as a mod. Yeah, you could create bales as a mod. Not as standard. Interesting approach angle. Anyway, yeah, as you can see we do have a full trailer load. So let's get these sold. It's always nice to finish an episode with a bit of income. Make some money for once. And yep, next time we'll be busy transferring the pigs hopefully. We'll also get the other field drilled, which shouldn't take us long because obviously there's been a lot of messing around today as usual. Don't know what crop to do, that's the biggest thing. I think probably just oats. Oats will be good. Or maybe canola, although that field has been canola fairly recently. Canola is pretty good. That's where these bales came from. Okay, here we go. I think the trigger is probably a bit high, but it should still take them. Doesn't matter if they all come flying off. Probably beneficial. Okay. In that case, yes, my original plan of just sort of being outside of the trigger and then sliding, that's always good. There we go. So we should make some money. It's looking like about £500 a bale. Can't complain of that. After all the trouble they've caused. Right. So we've got more over here. No, that is very good. To have £515 per bale is just crazy, really. Especially as we play on hard. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.